When Dorothy was 9, her world collapsed. Her mother, Namsa, died after a short illness, and her father had never been in her life. With nowhere else to go, she was sent to live with her grandmother, Monzuza, in the rural village of KwaZulu-Natal. She had hoped for love and protection. Instead, she stepped into a home filled with bitterness. From her first week, Monzuza treated her like a servant. She woke before dawn to fetch water from the river, carry heavy buckets on her small head, and wash the family's clothes until her fingers cracked in the cold water. Meals were scraps. If there was chicken, she got bones; if there was bread, she had to wait until everyone had eaten, hoping for leftovers. Her aunts, Linda and Zodwa, were no better. They slapped her for speaking too softly, mocked her for crying, and punished her harshly for mistakes, sometimes forcing her to kneel on maize kernels for hours. By the time she was 15, her beauty began to show. Her aunt saw it not as a blessing, but as a resource. "We're old now," Zodwa once told Linda, sipping beer. "These men won't spend on us anymore, but her. She can keep the drinks flowing." Soon, Dorothy was being dressed up in tight clothes and red lipstick, taken to the shebeen. And introduced to older men, taxi bosses, farmers, married men in their late 40s or 50s. "This is our niece," Linda would say sweetly, "she needs someone to take care of her." The men would buy drinks, meat, and groceries, but the price was Dorothy's dignity. She would be led to back rooms or dark corners while her aunt sat drinking, laughing, and clinking bottles. If she refused a man, the beatings came swiftly. If she cried, they called her ungrateful. "You'll thank us one day," Zodwa would sneer. "Books won't feed you, but men will." Despite the humiliation, Dorothy clung to school like a lifeline. When Dorothy was taken to the tavern, the older men treated her as if she were a prize they had bought for the night. Some would grip her arms so tightly it left bruises, pulling her away from the main room without asking if she agreed. Others would press her against walls, holding her there with their weight while she froze, too scared to move. They spoke to her as if she were an object. Not a person, commenting on her body in front of her aunts, laughing as though it was a game. Her attempts to pull away were met with threats or rough shoves. In small, dimly lit back rooms, they would keep her there until they were satisfied, ignoring her discomfort, her tears, and her trembling. For them, her fear didn't matter, they had already paid for her with drinks, meat, and cash handed to the aunts. When they were done, she would return to the table where her aunts sat drinking. They would greet her with smiles, as if nothing had happened, and count the money or boast about the groceries and alcohol they had secured. To them, her body was just a bargaining tool. To Dorothy, it was the prison she had to live in, one that no one in that house cared to protect.